let's reflect on the pyramid building process while we still can. We have a lot of different layers showing right now, and it's a good time to just reflect and talk about the whole thing before we hopefully get this thing finished today. So it all started with 3 foam boards. They were 8 foot long by 4 foot wide, and they were purchased from Lowe's. The Home Depot ones have slits, the Lowe's ones do not. I wanted a nice smooth surface to work on. The first step was to draw out my pattern and then cut into the foam with a foam knife, which is kind of like a wand that gets really hot, and it just kind of cuts through the foam like butter. From there, had to start texturing, which was a very long process, basically spraying water all over the board and doing heat gun to create the texture. I also used a Dremel to create the actual lines you see in the pyramid itself, looking like the box. And once that was done, had to figure out how to kind of connect and make that right angle there. So basically on the back side, I have a couple of brackets that are screwed into both boards, and then I put spray foam in there as well, acting like glue. I have just a little extra support with this rod here. I'll probably put a few more of those, but it's been through a little bit of wind and stuff already, and it's held up okay. So I think that will probably be sufficient. Then we dry lock the whole thing. The dry lock layer is not really visible anymore at this point. It was almost like an off-white. It was a sand color, but it was almost like a white sand. And then from there, I started going with some darker layers of paint. You could see there was a brown layer. Over that brown layer, I did a beige layer. And then over that beige layer, did a gold layer. So here you can still see some of those colors popping through. Even a little bit of the green from the original foam, where we didn't, catch every single piece of this, or maybe it chipped away a little bit. But I see the brown, the beige, the gold, even the green there. All the colors that kind of went into building this. So I was pretty happy with the look of the pyramid once it got to this stage. But again, thanks to my friend Jess's suggestion of putting actual sand to make it look a little bit more authentic and realistic, this was the final phase of throwing on spray glue and then just kind of rubbing sand into some of the cracks and stuff. At the end result, you really only do see pretty much 2 things. You see that gold final coat of paint and that sand. So I probably could have skipped some of those paint layers, but maybe they also are coming through in some spots, like right there. Not enough that I think it was probably worth doing all that, but you might see it in bits and pieces. Also, the sand is on. Over time, it'll kind of come off a little bit, but that layer of glue should keep a decent amount on there. And I could always throw more on over time. I think it looks a little too sandy, so a little bit falling off in between. Now in Halloween will be a good thing. There's some places where it's clumped up, but I could just kind of come through and loosen up some of that. But yeah, this is the end result. Those are going to move. This is going to be one kind of long stretch of the pyramid. The props, the mummies and sarcophagus and all the Egyptian stuff that I have coming is going to go inside the pyramid, kind of looking like they're breaking through, coming out of the ruins. And yeah, that's the idea. We're gonna get this side finished up next. I ran out of gold paint, which is why these bottom panels were not finished, and I did pick up another little pack of it today. So we're gonna paint that gold, let it dry, and then come in here with the sand as well. And then it should be done. We'll show you a video tonight of the finished product. Hope you enjoy.